Have you ever noticed how many people are busy, but going nowhere? They wake up, go to work, pay bills, scroll through their phones, watch another series, wait for the weekend, then repeat the cycle, week after week, month after month, year after year, always moving, but never truly progressing. And the strange thing is, most people do not realize it is happening. They believe that because they are active, they are advancing. But activity is not the same as direction. Motion is not the same as progress. And this brings us to Law 13 of human nature, the Law of Aimlessness. People naturally drift through life when they lack a clear purpose. Without a target, their energy scatters, their attention fragments, and their potential slowly disappears. Today, we are going to explore why aimlessness is one of the most dangerous psychological traps, how it silently steals years from your life, and how developing a sense of purpose can transform everything. Imagine a ship leaving a harbor. The ship is powerful. Its engines work perfectly. The crew is skilled. The weather is favorable. But there is one problem. There is no destination. Where will it go? The answer is simple. Nowhere meaningful. It will drift wherever the currents take it. And eventually, it will waste fuel, waste time, and waste opportunity. Human beings are not much different. Most people focus on improving their engine. More skills, more knowledge, more productivity, more motivation. But they never decide where they are actually going. As a result, they spend years working hard, without moving closer to a meaningful destination. Greene argues that many people suffer from a hidden form of aimlessness, not because they are lazy, not because they lack intelligence, but because they never consciously choose a direction. Instead, they allow circumstances, other people, social expectations, and random opportunities to choose for them. And that is where problems begin. Think about how most people make major life decisions. They choose a degree because it seems practical. They choose a career because it pays well. They buy things because everyone else has them. They pursue goals because society tells them they should. Then one day, they wake up feeling empty. Not because they failed, but because they succeeded at goals that were never truly theirs. This is one of the great tragedies of modern life. You can climb the ladder, only to discover it was leaning against the wrong wall, and by the time many people realize this, years have passed, sometimes decades. One of the greatest examples of purpose-driven living is Leonardo da Vinci. Leonardo was not aimless. His curiosity pointed him toward a larger mission. He wanted to understand the world, everything he did, painting, engineering, anatomy, science, served that central purpose. His life was not a collection of random activities. It was a unified pursuit. The same can be said for Steve Jobs. Jobs was not interested in creating thousands of products. He focused obsessively on a single vision, to merge technology and design in a way that changed how people interacted with the world. Because he had a clear direction, he could eliminate distractions. He could say no to opportunities. He could concentrate his energy. And concentration is where extraordinary results are born. The problem with aimlessness is not simply that it wastes time. It weakens your psychology. When you lack direction, you become vulnerable to distraction. Every opportunity looks important. Every trend looks exciting. Every shiny object steals your attention. You start one project, then abandon it. You start another, then lose interest. You chase motivation instead of commitment, excitement instead of progress. And eventually, you become frustrated. Because despite constant effort, nothing substantial gets built. Purpose acts like a filter. It tells you what matters, and more importantly, what does not. Without that filter, life becomes noise. Look at social media. Every day people are exposed to hundreds of competing visions of success. One person tells you to build a business. Another says travel the world. Someone else says become famous. Another promotes early retirement. Then someone else says money does not matter. Every voice pulls you in a different direction. Without a strong internal compass, you become lost. You begin living according to other people's priorities, not your own. And when that happens, your life slowly stops feeling like it belongs to you. One reason people avoid choosing a purpose is fear. A clear goal creates responsibility. If you decide what you truly want, you can no longer hide behind excuses. You can no longer blame uncertainty. You can no longer pretend you are figuring things out. You must act, and action creates the possibility of failure. Many people unconsciously prefer aimlessness because it protects them from disappointment. If you never commit, you never have to risk failing. But there is a hidden cost. You also never risk succeeding. Years pass, potential remains unrealized, and regret quietly grows. Another reason people become aimless is that they confuse goals with purpose. Goals are important, but goals are temporary. You achieve them, then they disappear. Purpose is different. Purpose provides a larger direction, a larger meaning, a larger mission. For example, earning a promotion is a goal. Building mastery in your profession is a purpose. Losing 20 pounds is a goal. Creating a healthy and energetic life is a purpose. Writing a book is a goal. Sharing ideas that improve people's lives is a purpose. Goals give you targets. Purpose gives you direction. And when setbacks occur, purpose keeps you moving. This is why some people achieve success, yet still feel empty. They reached the goal, but they never developed the purpose behind it. The achievement provided a temporary high. Then reality returned, and they found themselves asking, "What now?" Purpose answers that question, because purpose does not end. It evolves. It continues pulling you forward. Robert Greene encourages people to reconnect with what he calls their life's task, the unique path that aligns with their natural strengths, their interests, their curiosity, and their deepest motivations. This does not mean every person has one perfect destiny. It means every person has certain inclinations, certain talents, certain passions that repeatedly appear throughout their life. The clues are often there, but many people ignore them. They choose security over meaning, comfort over growth, approval over authenticity, and in doing so, they lose contact with themselves. Think back to childhood, before expectations took over. What fascinated you? What subjects pulled your attention naturally? What activities made hours feel like minutes? These interests often reveal important clues, because purpose is rarely discovered through force. It is discovered through observation. You pay attention to what energizes you, what repeatedly captures your curiosity, what problems you feel compelled to solve, and slowly, a direction begins to emerge. Purpose does not need to be grand. Many people make that mistake. They believe purpose must change the world. It must be revolutionary. It must be extraordinary. Not true. A teacher can live with purpose. A parent can live with purpose. An engineer can live with purpose. An artist can live with purpose. Purpose is not about fame. It is about alignment. Knowing why you are doing what you do, and allowing that reason to guide your actions. When you have purpose, something remarkable happens. Decision-making becomes easier. Discipline becomes easier. Consistency becomes easier. Because every choice is measured against a larger vision. You stop asking, "What do I feel like doing today?" and start asking, "What moves me closer to my mission?" That single shift changes everything, because emotions fluctuate, motivation fluctuates, but purpose remains. The most fulfilled people are not necessarily the richest, not necessarily the smartest, not necessarily the most talented. They are often the people who know where they are going. They wake up with direction. They understand their priorities, and they spend their energy intentionally. Meanwhile, many highly successful people remain miserable because despite their achievements, they are still drifting, still searching, still disconnected from meaning. So ask yourself, what am I moving toward? What is the larger purpose behind my daily actions? Am I building something meaningful, or merely staying busy? Am I following my own direction, or someone else's expectations? And if I continue on my current path for the next 10 years, where will it lead? These questions can be uncomfortable, but they are necessary, because clarity begins with honesty. This is Law 13, the Law of Aimlessness. Without purpose, life becomes reaction. With purpose, life becomes creation. Without direction, you drift wherever circumstances take you. With direction, you begin shaping your own future. The world is full of distractions, full of noise, full of competing agendas. But the people who accomplish extraordinary things share one common trait. They know what they are aiming at. And because they know where they are going, their actions gain power, their focus gains strength, and their lives gain meaning. So do not spend your life merely moving. Move with direction. Do not simply stay busy. Build something that matters. Because the greatest tragedy is not failure. The greatest tragedy is reaching the end of your life and realizing you never chose a destination. If this lesson gave you something to think about, take a moment to like the video. Subscribe to True Grit Global for more insights from the laws of human nature and the world's most powerful books on psychology, success, and self-mastery. And remember, a ship without a destination drifts endlessly. A person without a purpose does the same. Choose your direction carefully, because where your attention goes, your life follows.